Hi all, welcome to the video. In this video, we are going to talk about multi-protocol BGP, which we can use in cloud router also, and it is also a part of VPN. So basically, I'm covering cloud router with multi-protocol BGP. So what happened by default when we create a BGP session in cloud router, it will create a IPv4 BGP session, and like the IPv4 BGP session by default exchange only IPv4 routes. So suppose you want to share IPv6 routes over IPv4 tunnel. So for that we can use multi-protocol BGP. So basically we configure the IPv4 BGP session to exchange like IPv6 routes. So by using multi-protocol BGP, it is also known as like MP-BGP. If you go to cloud route like tunnel, so you will find it is a term called MP-BGP. So this is a very important term. So to enable IPv6 route exchange on your IPv4 BGP session, you need to configure a IPv4 or IP and IPv6 HA VPN tunnel. So when you create a VPN tunnel, there's an option whether you want to go with IPv4, IPv6, or you won't want to go to with dual stack. So we have to select this specific option, and even we can use in dedicate interconnect VLAN attachment also. So similarly, like how we do in IPv4 BGP session, like I can on a specific IPv4 BGP session, I can exchange IPv6 routes. So like if you want, you can configure an IPv6 BGP session with multiple protocol BGP. So in between this, we will exchange IPv4 routes over an IPv6 BGP session. So basically, you will create a IPv6 BGP session, and over that you will exchange IPv4 routes. So you have the option like how you want to go. Like when you create a session, there is two options. You can go with IPv4, then if you enable IP like multi-protocol BGP, so IPv6 traffic also can move over it. And if you select IPv6 during creation of tunnel, oh sorry, session, so and if you choose IPv6 during creation of your session, so there is option. If you want to enable a multi MP BGP, then IPv4 routes will be exchanged over IPv6. I will show you in the demo. You will get to know. I just want to show you why what is multi-protocol. So like also an option like we can establish both IPv4 BGP session and IPv6 BGP session in parallel. So what you like you want to create a BGP session in which you want a different BGP session for IPv4 and IPv6. You don't want to use multi-protocol. You want like I want a separate session. I want to manage, but it will take your time and share like your configuration. If you are using like a on-prem router, so you have to do double configuration. Also, maybe it's possible that it will consume all the resources of your router, high CPU, and many more things. So better to use single tunnel and send both traffic over that tunnel instead of creating different session. So it is option if you want to, but if you don't want to, you can go with MPBGP also. And like each session exchange only routes for its own IP like or address family. So IPv4 BGP sessions exchange only IPv4 and IPv6 session only exchange IPv6. And we can't use MP-BGP in individual BGP sessions. So I'm talking about this. So like if you use parallel one, so suppose I'm using parallel, so it will create a one session for IPv4 and one session for IPv6. IPv4 will only share IPv4 and IPv6 only share for IPv6. And I cannot enable like MP-BGP in individual BGP sessions if I go with parallel. So that we need to take like in mind when creating VPN. When I show you demo, it will you will get to know what I'm saying. It will little confusing also. And suppose we are using MP-BGP. Now the data plane experience an IPv4 traffic outage. Suppose you are using a IPv4 session. Over that you are using MP-BGP so that IPv6 traffic can also flow through that IPv4 tunnel. So suppose your data plane experience an IPv4 traffic outage. Your IPv4 traffic outage traffic starts dropping. So what will happen? Your like BGP session, IPv4 BGP session also withdraws IPv6 out. Even IPv6 routes are working fine, but still it withdraws all the routes. And suppose you also have IPv6 BGP session, and that is also MP-BGP enabled. But in this, what will happen? It doesn't withdraw any routes, either IPv4, IPv6. Only it will drop IPv4 traffic. So basically, if data plane experience like IPv4 traffic outage, so if we are using IPv4 BGP session with this one, it will withdraw all the routes IPv4, IPv6 also, whatever our individual like main session is IPv6, and over that we are sending IPv4 session. So it will not do anything, just drop the traffic. So after that we have an option like IMD5 authentication. So like as we know, cloud router BGP sessions are unauthenticated. So when you use cloud router with certain products, we can optionally enable BGP session to use MD5 authentication. So I think HAVPN and Cloud Interconnect support it, and it also supported by some third-party appliance also. So when we configure a session to use MD5, we provide a shared secret key, and we have to configure that secret key both the both end, like your cloud router and your peer router. It can be a cloud router or your on-prem router, anything it can be. And after you complete the required steps, like cloud router uses that key to authenticate the BGP peer. So if you put the wrong key, it will not work. And we can add like MD5 authentication when we create a peer, or we can also add authentication into existing session also. And we can change the key that session uses or remove authentication. If we add authentication or change the key, it is possible that BGP will flap, your traffic will drop and come up. So these are the options like I want to cover. All the basic we have already done in previous videos. So in this, I am going to see how to enable a multi-protocol BGP over IPv4 session. I will try to do. And let's go to console and start our demo. So before I create my VPN, and I will show how MP-BGP works. So basically, my VPC is like using a dual stack. So if you don't know like what is dual stack, basically this VPC can use both IPv4 and IPv6. If you don't know what is IPv4, IPv6, like how to enable this, all that, you can check out my previous video. I will drop a link so that you can find out and how to all these things works. You can click on edit button. So and there's an option to enable it. For me, it will not show because once you enable IPv6, you cannot disable it. So it will always be there. And one more thing, like now let's go to subnet. And once you enable the IPv6, you have to enable at the subnet level also, on which subnet you want to do. So on this subnet, it is already enabled. Let's go to this subnet. I want to just show you what will happen. So you have to just come click edit, and after that there's a option to enable IPv6 like IPv4 and IPv6. So your subnet will use both ranges. You have to click on this, and after that when you enable IPv6, you have two options whether you can want external IP or internal IP. So for this demo I'm going to use internal IP only, but you can go with external IP also. But this video is more on MP-BGP, but these are the information I want to share with you. You can check out my previous video or documents also. So let's go to VPN. Let's click on create VPN connection basically. So as I have told you, HAVPN only support this. We cannot try with classic VPN. So let's go with this. Let's click on continue, and we have to provide a VPN name. So we can see give any name. So let's call me my VPC VPN gateway. After that, you have to select the network. So on this network, I am going to use the GCP VPC. And after that, I have to select the region. I am going with Mumbai. So also to create a HAVPN with like dual stack, you don't need like your there's no requirement like on your VPC this all dual stack will be enabled and all that. Even your VPC is using only IPv4, it will work. You can create your HAVPN, no issue. So let's go here. So now we have two options. Whether we can only go with IPv4, like we can see IPv4 single stack, and we can select like IPv4, IPv6, or you can only go with IPv4. Then it will like this select, and we can only enable IPv6 single stack. A single stack means only IPv like IPv6 travel traffic flow and IPv4 traffic flow, like which stack I will flow, like choose. And after that, if you want dual stack, like the thing we are going to do in this video. So dual means IPv4 and IPv6 both will supported by this specific VPN. So I will click on yes, I want IPv4 and IPv6. I will click on continue. It will start creating. Meanwhile, I will go to my second project, and here also I will create the same thing. So HAVPN only, and click on continue. I will provide name like second project gateway. After that, network is only one network. Region is the same in which my previous gateway I created. So I'm going with Asia South one. So even my VPC is global. Even I create in any other region, it will work. So any region can talk to each other. And here I am going to use IPv4, IPv6 and create and continue. Now it has done. So it is asking for me my peer gateway. So I will go, the peer is on my Google Cloud only, and it will ask me select the project. So this is in my second project, and it will ask the VPN gateway name. This is the gateway which I just created. Now it is asking for HL. I want to create like pair of tunnels. Now cloud router we have to create. Let's click on create cloud router, and let's give any like first project router, and ASN I'm going to use 64512. I have already covered all these things, how to create VPN and all that. I'm just going to show how this MP-BGP work. Just click on create. So I'm not going in details this time. So now we have to create a VPN tunnel. So we can give any name. So let's give first project first tunnel, and we have to give a pre-shared key. So IK is Internet Key Exchange, and let me give this key GCP address 123. Done. And now we are going to create second tunnel, and just I will use second tunnel. Same key I want to use here also. So click on done. Click on create and continue. So as of now we have created a gateway. Now we are creating tunnels. So do the same on other end also. So it is simple only. Just select your all the things and create new router. It's called second project router, and ASN must be unique 64513. I'm taking here. All are default. Just click on create, and let's go down tunnel. So this is second project first tunnel. Same GCP key I'm going to use here, and done. Now create second tunnel, and this is you can skip this part also if you know how to get tunnel. I'm just using the things. So let's go forward. Click on done. Click and create and continue. So we have created tunnel on the both side. So there is a path now, but to like exchange route we have to create BGP sessions also. So if we go here and we have the option configure BGP session for first project first tunnel. So let's click on this, and now what I'm saying, like if you go with both, it is a parallel session. It will create one IPv4 and IPv6. So as of now you can see this both. So you can see it is asking for IPv4 session, and if you come down it will asking for IPv6 session also. Now if you want the like the separate sessions, you can do that also, and just create it. And if you want a single session, click on IPv4 session, and it will create a specific session only for this BGP tunnel. If you want IPv6 session, you click here, it will create IPv6. So let's go with IPv4. I want IPv4 session. I will give a name like first project, uh, like first project first tunnel. After that, it is asking the PRAS and the ASN which we have given in other cloud router, that is 64513 route. I am already covered all these things, so I'm not giving any value here. So it will automatically take 100. It is default value. Now is the option whether you want to send IPv6 traffic over this tunnel. I want to send this specific traffic. I will enable it. Once you enable it, it will ask I like allocate BGP IPv4 address also and IPv6 address also. So for this, I'm going with manually. So like I will go with like 169.2.1, and on the other end I want 2.2. And for IPv6, I will go with automatically. I don't know much IPv6, so I'm just go with automatically so that I will get a IP address from Google only. So I will configure the same IP address on the other end. There are some advanced option with the MD5 authentication, so I will enable it. So it will ask me a key. So this time I will put cloud at the rate 123. This is a different key. that is which we have done in the tunnel part. So while creating tunnel, we have given a key. It will I key it to version 2 if you remember. That is different. This is authentication between BGP sessions so that they can see like all the data coming from the right person or right router. So that this key is required. All these things looks good to me. Save and continue. Let's go to second tunnel. In this tunnel, I want a IPv6 session, but on that station I want that IPv4 traffic will flow. So in the previous tunnel, we see we have enabled IPv4, like here IPv4, and on that we have enabled IPv6 traffic. But I want that this tunnel will be specific to IPv6, and all the traffic will flow. So the IPv4 traffic will flow over it, like into it. So just different thing. So like it will do the same work only. So let's give a name. First project, second tunnel. PRASN will be same like 64513. All I'm speaking like skip. For this, I will go with automatically, and for this manually. So let's give IP. Let's give 169 3.1, and let's give here 3.2. Advanced option, we will enable MP-5 authentication. Let's give cloud at the rate 123, and all looks good. Let's click on save and continue. So if we come here, we can see this is our first tunnel. We have enabled IPv6 on the multi-protocol. Here we have enabled IPv4 over the multi-protocol BGP, and this is our BGP IP, and MD5 is enabled, and again here cloud BGP IP. It will show like we have chosen automatically IP for IPv6. It will show later on. So let's click on save configuration. It will start creating. So let it be created so that we use the same like IPv6 IP over there, because I don't know which IP it will going to give us. So it is showing something like BGP down, all that. Click on OK. I will like it is done from the first project. Let's see what the information we have. So right now for the first tunnel, it has given us this specific next hop IP address. We are going to use this only, and we can see VPN tunnel is established. So both the tunnels are talking to each other, but BGP session is still down. So we have to figure it out. So let's go to second project, configure our first tunnel. Let's go here and let's use IPv4 BGP session. Let's give a name, second project, first tunnel. I think, and ASN is 64512, that's the other end one. And I'm going to enable IPv6 traffic over it. Want to provide like manually IPv4 address, because last time also I did the same on the other end. So this one's 169, this one 2.2, and here 2.1. And for IPv6 also I will go with manually, but I don't know the IP address. So this is the IP address, like peer IP address will become here my IP address. So I will put this here, and this one will become my peer IP address. I hope you understand. Go here, advanced, enable MD5 if you have done, otherwise it will not create, the tunnel will not come up. Let's use the same key. Let's click on save and continue. Let's go to second tunnel, and here I will go with IPv6. Let's give a name, second project, second like session, I think 64512. Enable IPv4 traffic over it manually. This is my IP address 3.2. Come here and let's copy it and put 3.1 there. Okay, what happened? Oh, sorry, it is V6 IP address. Let's go here and copy the V6 IP address this here. So this will be the V6 IP address, and this one become my peer IP address here. And for IPv4, I will go with 169 3.2, and here I put 3.1. In this I will not put MD5, so I will want to see what will happen if I don't provide the authentication like key, because one end authentication is there, other end authentication is not there, whether they are able to create a session or not. Let's click on save and continue. and just click on save BGP configuration. And once we click on OK, it will try to establish all the things which we want. So we can see tunnel is established. Let's click on OK. Meanwhile, I will go to my first project and come here and let's click on refresh. So one tunnel must be up now. So we can see BGP has been established and one is still down. We know the reason. So let's click. So now what we are going to do, we have two options whether we can fix, provide the correct key or just come on this tunnel and just shut down the authentication also. So let's do that first in this so we can know how to disable it also. So we can come here. Suppose you forgot the key also. So you can provide a new key also like anything like give cloud at the rate 321. So you can give a key and save and continue. So it will give a warning that MD5 authentication key will be changed on the cloud router when you update authentication key. It accepted that the session flaps. If the session doesn't come up, you have to do some authentication issues. Yeah, we will say confirm like this. You can rotate your key also, but that is not we want. So basically, we want to just power off. Yeah, let's disable the MD5 authentication. So again, let's click on edit BGP session. Come out, come like down, and just disable it. Click save and continue. Yeah, we are confirm. Just came back and just refresh it. It will be come in a minute or less. So we can see BGP is now established. So this is MD5 authentication. And what we have done is what we say like multi-protocol BGP. You can see on this we have both IPv4 and IPv6 same. That's something we have done. So now go to create a VM. Let's click on create instance. So let's give a name. So let's give first project, first project IPv6 and VM so that it can add IPv6 IP. Let's go to Mumbai in this and let me use some small machine. Go to networking, and if you come to networking this time, you will see these option like IPv4, IPv6, and like dual stack IPv6, IPv4. Same which you have seen dual creating VPN. So in this, I want only IPv6. So as I have told you, when you use IPv6 internal, when you enable IPv6 at subnet level, you have option whether you want internal IP, external IP. So we have only used internal IP. So you can see there is no option to enable external IP on IPv6. And if I click on IPv4, I can see there is an option external IP, but that option is not there. Okay, I want external IP automatic IP because I don't know IPv6. It is quite confusing for me also. I'm just learning it. Click on done. Just click on create. And meanwhile it is creating, I will create two more VMs. So just for testing, it is like first project IPv4 VM. In this only IPv4 will be there. Just fix my reason and just use a small machine for testing. Go to networking and IPv4 only. I don't want an external IP. No need. Just click on done, create. And the final VM I need in which both the IP must be there. So just click on create. So this will be my first project, both IP, and this is my region, Mumbai. Sorry, let's go with some small machine, save money, come down, and we are going to use dual stack. So it will see primary internal IPv4, primary external IPv6. I don't want external IP, just none, done, create. And same thing, I'm going to create like two VMs only. One is IPv4 and one is IPv6 in second project. So I'm going to just use like second project IPv4. I want in this region some small machine networking. Come here, IPv4. I only need. I don't need IP like external IP. Not no need not needed. Just click on create. And the final VM I'm going to create here is second project IPv6, and here we go. Any reason will work for me. come here. I will IPv6 done and create. So our all the VMs are now created. If you come in the first project, we can see it has two IP, that 10.10.10, and this one is IPv6, and this is also IPv6. This is our IPv4, but this is the VM with both IP1. And if you come here, it has two VMs. One is this IP and second is this IP. So our configuration looks good. So now I'm going to log in these three VMs, and we will see more how traffic will flow. So let's SSH into first IPv4 one. I'm into my IPv4 VM. So now let's go and click on VM instance. Let's first copy this IP and let's give a ping. So we have a tunnel, BGP is there. Let's click ping. We are able to ping, not an issue. Now let's go to IPv6 and let's click on ping. So what do you think? Are we able to ping or not? According to you, like we have a proper everything set up. Will it work? Let's try. So it will say ping is network is not reachable. Even it is saying same for this also. So basically we cannot ping. So basically we cannot ping a IPv6 from a IPv4. So basically it doesn't support because IPv6 is kind of different technology and IPv4 is different. So if you see, we use like NAT gateway, something we called to ping IPv4, and like if you want to send traffic from IPv4 to IPv6, there is a come in between which converted traffic. So we don't have that, so we cannot ping IPv6 from our IPv4. So that doesn't mean traffic is not working. So now let's go to IPv6 VM and see whether we are able to ping IPv6 IP or not. So before I go move here, I want to tell you that there are some firewall rules to log in into these VMs. Like IPv6 work on different level. So if I go into this firewall rule, so I've already created these firewall rules. So this is ingress and I am using IPv6. So this is the my source range. You can see this is not 0.0.0.0/0. This is IPv6 0 dot means it will allow all the traffic from internet. And after that I want 22 so that I can log in into my VM, and this is IPv6 ICMP. Basically it is a port. If you want to enable ICMP, you have to type like this something 58. It will not support. If you type ICMP, it will not work. You have to type 58. So ICMP means ping will enable on it. And this is my, I'm using IPv6 range, and this is the source IP, like it will allow over the internet. So this I want to show you. Now I have covered all the basic like advertise all the things. I think you already know. If you don't know, check out my previous videos also. And even if I go to cloud router, so I want to show you that even I am getting the routes from other router. Let's select any session, and IPv4 we can see I am getting two routes, 1.2.0. So if we go to this VPC network and click on subnets, so we can see I have two routes, like subnet, sorry. And this is my IPv6. And if I come here, I have to select the IPv6 and click on view. I can see I'm getting this range also. So this range, IPv6 range. Same if I come and click on advertise what I'm sharing with other, and if I click on IPv4, so I can see I have sharing this 10.11 dot and what in the IPv6. For that is for IPv4, and for IPv6 I am sharing this specific range. Now let's me log in into my VM. So I'm in my VM. That is my first project IPv6 VM. Let's copy this IP once again and just click on ping. Let's see this time it work or not. We can see we are able to ping. It is working fine. So means IPv4 is traveling over IPv6 and all that. Even if I go and if you say you have two BGP sessions on which one is IPv4 and another one is IPv6, let's disable this tunnel only. So let's go to this tunnel, and I think we cannot disable tunnel, but we can disable the session also. Let's see if there is option or not. Once option. So BGP peer and disable the session. Just click on save. So now this tunnel will not work. So now let's come on the BGP sessions. Let's click on refresh. We can see this is down and BGP session is down. And if we come on VPN also on the VPN tunnel, we can say BGP is down. Now let's go here and try to ping again. We can see we are able to ping. Even the busy like IPv6 tunnel is down specific one, but now traffic is flowing over this IPv4 tunnel. So if we come again here and click on BGP session, traffic is going this this is the IPv4 tunnel, but we have enabled multi-protocol, so IPv6 traffic is also flowing. So that I want to show you and like how it works. One more thing. Now let's copy this IP. Let's see whether from IPv6 we can ping IPv4 or not. Let's go and oh, sorry, ping it. No, we cannot. So it will not work. Now the final test is we have a VM which has both IPv4 and IPv6. Now let's try from this in this both IPs there. Let's ping this one first. I am able to ping this IP, you can see. And now let's copy this IPv6 IP and let's click on ping this. I am able to ping this also. So means from the dual stack VM I can reach both the networks, like both the subnets IPv4 and or subnets, or we can say ranges. And if I try to ping like uh, I want hyphen I, sorry, and I want my source IP will be, if I come here, where is this, I want the traffic will, I want to ping IPv6 traffic with IPv4 IP. So here I have ping hyphen I, and is my source and this is my destination. If I click on enter, so what we'll see, you can see I am able to ping, but as the Linux is so smart, or we can see OS, when I try to ping, it sees like IPv4 cannot ping IPv6, but I have a IPv6 IP already there, so it will start sending traffic from IPv6. You can see ping this IP from this specific IP, 0 dot like 0 colon 2. This is my 0 colon 2. So this is so much, Linux is so much smart. You can try this also. So most of the things we have covered. Now one thing I want to, like last thing I think we can cover. Let's go to our like tunnels. And anytime you want to like move back, like you don't want to use IPv6 or just want do the differentiation, you can come here and there is still an option. So you can disable IPv6, like you don't want to send traffic from IPv6, just disable it and save the configuration at the boat end. Or you want to convert IPv4 session to IPv6, you can do that also. So you have to create a new IPv6 session. And if you want like I don't want MP-BGP, I want both session will move like alone individual. Click on both and just fill the IPv6 like IPv4 already have, just fill the IPv6 details. Like this you can do most things. Just I want to share how MP-BGP works and what are the options we have. And rest of the things I have already covered, like MED and all that, like advertise modes. I am not covering this. I am just covering like MP-BGP, how to enable and what are the options. So yeah, that's all from this video. Any questions, just comment it out. I will try to help you. I will share my email ID also. Like you can reach out to me on that email ID. I'm happy to help. Thank you very much.